Hello everyone, welcome to Karnataka LMS. Nama Shakti, Namma Bhavishya, unique program initiated by Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. And on this video is on organizational behavior for the management students. I'm Ranjita Biyar, and in this video, I'm sharing some thoughts about the job enrichment. So in the previous session, we have seen in the previous video, we have seen meaning of job enrichment as well as how the job will become more meaningful and more enriched in and how it can be made more meaningful enrichment. In today's session, we're also going to see what is the job enrichment. I'll give some introduction about the job enrichment. It is a process that is characterized by adding dimension to the existing job to make them more motivating, adding more color to the same good old boring job. If we add something new dimensions, new color to that existing job, it will become job enrichment, and we're going to give new dimension to the old job itself. So it can be by giving increasing skills, meaning to them, adding more autonomy, giving feedback and new power, etc. By this we can enhance the job. Why we do the job enrichment? It is to create a motivating job to the job holders. Regular job by adding some responsibility, by meaningful and that makes the job more meaningful to the worker, and part of the job design and the job redesign. What are the advantage of job enrichment? It is a useful technique to motivate employees. The advantage will be are like as follows. In the routine job, the employees find their jobs very boring and monotonous. This will create a tension and the frustration on the employees. And it can be removed by making the job interesting with the help of job enrichment. Actually, job enrichment makes reduce the rates of absenteeism and the turnover rate. It will cut down. So we can withhold our regular and trained employees in our organization, because we have invested so much of money, energy, and time on training the employees. If there will be a higher rate of turnover, then we will lose the skilled labor force and the skilled employees of our organization. So by making job enriched, we can retain our existing employees, thereby reducing the rate of the turnover, and absenteeism will be very less. It will motivate the employees intrinsically by giving them opportunity of the growth, advancement, and the self-realization. Task enforcement is made easy with the help of job enrichment, and the skills of the workers will be increased. The enriched jobs give more job satisfaction to the employees. Whenever there is a more job satisfaction, the more motivation. When the employees are more motivated, the less absenteeism, as well as they work harder for achievement of their organization goals. Job enrichment is advantageous to the organization, as there is a qualitative as well as quantitative improvement in output. quality will also enhanced as well as the quantity will be enhanced. So there will be higher satisfaction in the workers. Employees tend to be more creative when they work in an enriching context of complex and challenging job. When if the workers are asked to work in a monotonous regular work, their skills, they don't show their skills and enhance skills, they feel bored. But when if the job enriched job will be given to them, it will be more challenging for them and they will be able to show their creativity. Yes, so these are the advantages of job enrichment. Yes, it is having advantages, but it is not free from disadvantages also. It's also having some disadvantages, limitations. What are those limitations? This job enrichment is based on two-factor theory given by Herzberg. The same criticism of the two-factor theory applies here also. Some problem arise when job enrichment is actually applied in practice. So it does not offer the results as anticipated. So what are the limitations then? The first basic problem is that majority of workers do not want that type of changes which are introduced by job enrichment. See, whenever anything, new things are introduced, people actually oppose those changes. For example, take this COVID vaccination and or lockdown. Okay, take the example of lockdown. When the lockdown introduced, how many people followed those lockdowns? Everyone opposed that lockdown. But gradually they adjusted for that lockdown norms. Even for the vaccination, everyone opposed that vaccination, and out of fear, no one uh, gone for a vaccination. They're not turned out. But after the gradually, after understanding the benefits of vaccination, everyone trying for the vaccination, now they're forcing the government for the vaccination, and they're standing in the queues from the morning 4:30. They're making a queues for the vaccination. So those all troubles are taking by the people for the vaccination now. Before that, the government has making as a one program to encourage the people for the come to vaccination. So every new concept always be not welcome by the people. They are initially, everyone will oppose any changes. Even in the case of job also, the people initially they oppose for the changes. They don't welcome it, and they really don't want challenging jobs. It is a basic human tendency to shrink away from the responsibility. So workers put wages and job security above all. And limit and this basically limited unskilled and semi-skilled jobs. So jobs are highly skilled professionals already contain many challenging elements. So there is no scope for the applying job enrichment in their cases. So this job enrichment can be applied only to in those areas where we need unskilled and semi-skilled jobs. Highly skilled professionals, we can't make those jobs are more enriched because already they are having more challenges in their work. And technology, sometimes technology may not permit for the enrichment. So if the job is enriched, then technology has to be enhanced, and they need to be given more meaning for specialized machinery should be given to them. So it is not very easy task and a very costly affair. The cost involved is more than the gains in a productivity. So job enrichment always associated with a more cost. So some organizers may not be able to afford it. Even though if they afford it, the gains, the output which we received is not more than what the cost involved. So sometimes the employees may prefer to have job enrichment, but may not have the necessary capabilities and the qualification to meet the new challenges. For example, in the banks, when the software computers are introduced and the core banking system have is installed, then the more people, more workers, bank employees welcomed it, but they lack the capabilities and the qualification. So to meet the, to understand the software and always and also work upon it. So it becomes more challenging to them. In the short run, this job enrichment may have a negative effect. For the increase of job responsibility, unusual for organization to experience a drop in the productivity. In the initially, people will have to be accustomed to those new changes. They have to adopt it, they have to learn it, and then they have to practice it. So suddenly there will be a drop in the output productivity, and new system in the long run, however, there will be increased productivity. Next one, people being bored in their job, likely, therefore, after a period of time, they will become bored in the enriched job also. So boredom is always associated with the time. So enrichment should not be a one-time task. It should be a regular task. So with this, I end this session. So these are the advantages and the disadvantages of job enrichment. Thank you for watching. Thank you.